This is the Magic Button by Craig Petty, a new project from Penguin Magic. Is this the ultimate card to sort of impossible location? And is it right for you? Stick around to find out. Let's do a performance of the Magic Button. Do you guys know how all magicians do their tricks? They use this. It's a new form of technology, revolutionary, and it's called the Magic Button. Essentially, what it does is anytime a magician's doing magic, they have this hidden secretly, like maybe under a table, and right before the magic happens, they hit the button, and that's when the magic actually happens. So I'm going to show you exactly kind of how the Magic Button works. So as I go through the cards, let's say they touch this one. That's a great choice. So they'd write their name on that card. Let's say their name is this, like that. Perfect. So that's their card. Let it dry. Okay, we're going to take that card and place it in the middle of the deck, right there. Now, we're going to take a random card like this one. This wasn't your card, the King of Hearts. That wasn't your card. But we're going to show you how the Magic Button can make it turn into your card. So as I shake this, hit the Magic Button. Did that happen? See it happen? It changes to the 3 of Spades. That was the card that they had selected, which is really cool. But we're going to try it again. We're going to take that 3 of Spades and place it in the middle of the deck. And when you hit the button, just like magic, it jumps to the top. Can you believe that this little button does so much? It's crazy. We're going to put your card in one more time, right there. And this time, we're going to make your card turn face up. When I snap, right there, hit the button. Right there, turn face up. Oh, sorry. Uh-oh. I think I hit the button a little too hard. Do you know what happens when you hit the button too hard? It breaks the button, resetting it, meaning this button is now your card. And you can keep that as an impossible souvenir. And that is the Magic Button. So I guess if you're ever at an event, you see a magician, you want to screw with him, you hit the button and the magic will happen early. I hope you enjoyed that performance of the Magic Button. First off, I'd like to let magic distributors and creators know if you want me to review your product, contact me at bfnmail@gmail.com. Link in description. Now let's talk about Magic Button. What do you get when you buy it? When you buy this, you will receive this very nice box. And inside of the box, you get a whole other box, a Red Rider back tuck case. And inside that box, you will receive, there are different Magic Buttons you get. So I'll go through all of them. First off, you get 32 of the Magic Button souvenir cards for the routine I just performed for you. The main routine. And also there are some other cool packet tricks and other things you can do with those souvenir cards. In addition to the souvenir cards, you'll get 5 Magic Button cards that have blank backs. That's for a different routine. You'll also get 5 smashed Magic Button cards. So the button's broken and the other side is blank. There are also 4 Magic Button cards that have a Magic Button on one side and a smashed button on the other side. There are 4 red double backers and you'll get 1 red blue double backer for a packet trick. You get 1 red back and blank face card. And finally, you get 4 ordinary Magic Button cards with red backs, bicycle backs. All the cards in this are not made in back. The gimmicked cards do not have a made in back. They're real bicycle back designs. And finally, you'll get a link to the p3magic.com website to the tutorial from Craig. That's what you get when you buy Magic Button. What is the quality of the gimmick? The gimmicked cards are specially printed. They don't have any moving parts. They're printed on bicycle stock, USPCC quality. The ink is nice and the design on the cards is great. The cards do the job properly. However, if you're doing the main routine, you are also using up one of the Magic Button souvenir cards each time, and you have 32 of those. So those will deplete every time you perform. However, it's important to note that not all of the Magic Button cards, as I mentioned, are the same. They're not always picking the 8 of clubs or the 5 of hearts. They're picking a wide range of cards. So if you're doing walk around, it's not like every table's picking the same card. The button cards you receive all have different values and suits. For this routine, the 3 gimmicked cards included in the box are in play. 3 gimmicked cards are used. A double backer, a normal Magic Button card, and a souvenir Magic Button card that you get in the box. Now, how's this tutorial? Since the tutorial is so detailed, I wish they had some chapters or maybe timestamps. The tutorial is a few hours long, 3 hours long, I think. Craig Petty is in the P3 Magic Studio and has a mic and a high quality video. There are multiple camera angles throughout the tutorial and the lighting is good. However, Craig did teach everything, literally everything with this, including some of the most elementary sleights required, including a double lift and a force. The force taught was good because it works specifically well with this trick due to a nice subtlety. However, I wish he taught some of the easier sleights in depth at the end of the tutorial rather than the beginning. So if you already know the moves, you can get right into learning the routine. That's why I wish they added some timestamps for easier navigation. Penguin usually does that, but the tutorial is very clear. After the sleights, Craig will talk about the main routine and explain everything about it. He then teaches another handling where the deck actually ends clean and doesn't end up with a double backer and another thing in it. It's a little different to the main routine, but it's still pretty good. He then teaches the wild card smash, a very fun handling where your spectators smashing the buttons one by one. It's similar to target practice or wild card. It's really fun. Then he shows the I button, a fun packet trick routine with a fun kicker. Then he shows the duplicating button routine, another good one. And after that, Craig does a routine called Vanish. Braden DeWeese also does his handling of Magic Button and teaches it. Craig does the button sandwich routine after that and then shows something called button stupidity and then teaches it. It's a packet trick with a few Magic Button cards and a blank card. Finally, he'll show the ambitious button. The tricks taught in the tutorial all have their differences, and there is definitely a lot of information that you'll find watching this. It's not like they're all the same. They do have some overlap because they all have buttons, but I personally enjoyed quite a few of the routines. I liked the main routine, the button smash wildcard, and the I button routine the most. The button smash is kind of similar, as I said, to the wildcard plot, but it happens so fast and is so interactive. It's easy to do, and it's like you put all the cards on the table and they think they see that all the cards are normal buttons, then they hit one and it's broken, hit another, it's broken. They keep doing that for all of them. What are the angles like? For the main routine with Magic Button, the angles are pretty good, and you could probably even be surrounded if you wanted to. However, you'll want to be careful with your pinky breaks if you are surrounded. If you're careful, people could probably be watching from 360 degrees. There are some other routines taught, and all of them, most of them, I think, have really great angles. Are there live performances in the tutorial? Yes, there are live performances in the tutorial. Is this examinable? Well, at the end of the routine, the souvenir card is fully examinable and the spectator keeps it. However, at the beginning, when the spectator selects a card, they can't examine it, or they will find the method. The Magic Button card technically can be examined at the beginning, but I do not recommend it. And neither does Craig, because of something that I can't really go into without giving away the method. As for the deck of cards cannot be examined or shuffled by the audience at the beginning of the routine, and it kind of does end dirty as well. but there's a routine taught in the tutorial where the deck ends clean. There are 2 gaffed cards left in the deck at the end of the routine, so it kind of ends dirty. However, this trick doesn't feel like something where the audience will want to examine the deck. They'll want to examine the button card that has their signature on the back. And the magic button card and the magic button card only. I've done this quite a few times now, and each time, whoever I've done this for either reacts and doesn't touch anything, or they're looking at the magic button card trying to figure out what's wrong with it. And they won't find anything. It's normal. There's no rough and smooth. There's no moving parts. There's no ink transfer or anything like that. There are some other routines that end with the deck clean, and some of the packet tricks where the cards end examinable as well. But I don't like those as much as the main routine. I will be performing some of those packet tricks, like the wild card routine, but I didn't like as much the routine where the deck ends clean, which is very similar. It has similarities to the main routine, but I just prefer this one over the other one. I'm not saying it's not strong. I'm not saying that it won't work at all for anyone. It's a strong routine where the deck ends clean, but I definitely prefer this one over that one. Let's talk about the difficulty and practicality of the effect. How hard is the magic button trick to do? This will require some basic card sleights, such as the Monty move, some card lifts, and card forces. These are all required. They're all taught thoroughly in the tutorial, as we talked about. When you put it all together, it's about medium, intermediate difficulty. It's not one of those tricks where the gimmick does all the work for you, nor is it one of those tricks where it's super knuckle busting and tons of sleight of hand. Some people have mentioned that the move that you do in the middle of the routine is a bit bold and unjustified, but I disagree. It's not that bold, and it's totally justified, because you're saying, can you believe that this does so much? It's justified. Although there is a very slight discrepancy when you're doing that move. Once you get the pattern down or figure out the moves, which I'm sure many of you watching this video already know, this is not too difficult. It's also very practical. It would work on a parlor show, cabaret, close-up, cocktail, and almost any environment, given that there is a table. This does need a table to work. Maybe you're a spectator. Actually, not all the routines need a table. The main one does. The wild card button smash also does. But I think some of the packet tricks don't need a table, like the I button, where it's similar to Spin Doctor by John Bannon. A bit similar, not exactly the same, but a bit similar, because it ends the backs of the cards are all red, then they change to all blue, then they change to all magic button cards in their hand, along with some other tricks in that packet trick. There's lots of magic moments in that packet trick, I button, which is why I really like it. Pocket space. You need to carry a red bicycle deck of cards that you provide. Most magicians already carry this on a daily basis. In addition, you need 2 specially printed cards from the magic button deck and as many of the souvenir cards as you plan on using. You also need a Sharpie. But if you're doing some of the packet tricks, those won't wear out. You can keep doing the same effect over and over without having them sign cards. The packet tricks, that is, like the wild card and the I button. What is the reset like? The reset kind of varies from routine to routine, but for the main one, the reset can take about 5 seconds and can be done on an offbeat moment. It's not too difficult. However, each time you do this, the main routine, you'll have to use up one of the 32 specially printed cards for the effect. The reset can probably be done in front of your audience, but if you're not comfortable doing so, you could do it while walking table to table. What's the price? Magic button costs $25 US. Is it worth the price? Very much so. It's a great price for what you get. Refills for this also are available for cheap. There's a $50 pack for 3 of these decks. You get all the gimmicks you need, and a 3-hour tutorial for only $25, I think this is worth $35. This is a bargain. However, I do think they included maybe more gimmicks for the main routine and maybe a few of the other gimmicks as a separate package. Craig could have even done maybe these packet tricks as a separate trick, a separate project, but he included it all. So this is definitely a bargain. But I do wish there were some more of the button souvenir cards. Maybe they could do 40 button souvenir cards and the rest of the gimmicks. Now, the pros and cons. The pros are there are multiple routines taught, including the wild card button smash and the I button. There are also, this is a very cool card to impossible object. The magic button is a cool object and it seems realistic. It seems fun for a magic situation because you're kind of letting them in on a secret, even though you're not really, but it feels like you're letting them in on a secret. You're telling them about the magic button. So it seems like a natural prop, the magic button itself. Refills are also relatively inexpensive. This is a powerful effect. The angles are good. This is easy to do. The tutorial is very in-depth and the price is great. The cons are this does have a reset, and for the main routine, the deck ends dirty. The tutorial also didn't have any timestamps, which I think would have added a lot, because then you could go from, oh, I want to learn the main routine. Now I want to learn the ambitious button routine. Now I want to learn the sleight of hand, how to do the Monty move. So I wish maybe next time they could include some chapters. What percent does this get? Magic Button by Craig Petty and Penguin Magic is great. I love it because it's practical, takes up little pocket space, and the reset's not too long. It gets a 96% from me. I really do enjoy it, and I really will perform it. I've already done this a few times, and the audience reaction has been really good. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next time.